I just had the craziest cup of noodles of my life, so if I start coughing randomly, it's because I'm dying from all the salt. But today we're going to be talking about Wild Hunt Frost. It's probably one of the most consistent monsters decks that you can play, and if you're looking to climb to pro rank and even the 2500, this is probably like your staple deck. Now, things might change a little bit between the patches as the meta shifts, but the core of the deck always remains the same, and I'll talk about all the possible considerations that you can include depending on provision changes every season. So, the idea of the deck is to play Wild Hunt units and to put Frost on the opponent's row, dealing damage. Now, you got to read the leader carefully, because when I'm playing against this deck, I see a lot of people playing it incorrectly or not optimizing the amount of points that they're getting from it. So, with the leader ability, we have an order: move an enemy unit to the other row and spawn Frost on its row for 2 turns, charges 2. The second part is often forgotten. Whenever you play a Wild Hunt unit, if there's Frost on the opposite row, boost it by 1. I can't stress that enough, because I'll see people put Frost on melee and then go and play something on ranged and not get that extra boost. It's like, why are you not doing that? You know, you're missing out on maybe 6, 7, 8 points throughout the game that are free. So something to keep in mind here. One of the big plays is Tirnalia, so it has resilience and it gives us the ability to use Frost that we would have wasted in a previous round and give additional Frost for the round. So this could be great from a round 2 bleed going into a short round 3 where we want to play things like Oberyn and we want to maximize from that leader's passive. Okay, so with this one here, boost an allied unit by 0, increase the value by the number of unique bronze Wild Hunt cards in your starting deck. It's not units, it's total cards, and to save you some counting, it's 10. So we get 10 boost, which is great because it helps us keep dominance, which is amazing for things like Eredin, with Nithral, and with the Purify, so that we have additional options of what we're looking to purify. There's a few reasons why dominance would be good in this deck. So you can do that. You can also help just protect our engines from getting removed for playing into a heavy control matchup. Okay, so pretty simple. And with Oberyn King, we definitely don't want to play him in his first form. We don't want to play him in his second form either, but I could see times where you would need to. You want to play him in his third form. Veil, so he can't be locked. And we get that additional engine value. Whenever you play a Wild Hunt unit, boost it by 1. So if we're boosting it by 1 and there's Frost on the opposite row, the card's being boosted by 2. Pretty straightforward. What's nice is that instead of creating a random and having to rely on lottery, we can focus on what's actually in our starting deck. So I get to choose what I need. Do I need to purify? Do I want a point slam? Do I want to move something? Do we want really a navigator because we have a ton of Frost on the row that we can't capitalize on? There are definitely options. Oftentimes you'll go with the Wild Hunt Riders as well. Swing these out for, it'd be 10 points off the proc from Oberyn plus the proc from the Frost. So 10 points plus the 6 point, 16 point opener in a short round 3 is insane, right? That's assuming you don't take them early. It's okay to take the thinning early, but you have the most variety when you play them in a round 3. Eredin's amazing, often gets removed, but for what it's worth, the damage has already been done half the time. So deploy, spawn Frost on an enemy row for 2 turns. Right away, we're getting value from that. Dominance, increase the damage dealt by Frost by 1. So if the opponent locks this, we purify it. If the opponent nudges it down, we boost it with Tirnalia. If the opponent removes it, it's a sad story, but it plays for 10 provision. In fact, it could be worth 11 provision, and I still think it would be good. So that's definitely an auto-include there. Imlerith's Wrath is a crazy tall punish that is very flexible because we can damage an enemy unit by the power of our highest power unit. So if something's boosted to 10 or 15, or we have a Foglet that's going crazy, or Caranthir's on the board, we have amazing reach. But if it's outside of that reach, if we have Frost on the row, destroy it instead. So if we can't reach it, make sure you have Frost somewhere, okay? Otherwise, you're not destroying it, you're just damaging it, which is a waste. Naglfar makes a lot of sense here because it could be tutored out from the Gales. Okay, play a Wild Hunt special from our deck, but if we have Devotion, it's a card. So we can go and take this for double thin, but if we don't need to take Gales for this, we have both. We could still keep Gales and grab a unit that's Wild Hunt. And this one here is amazing. We can figure out what's going to happen between round 2 and 3. So we can look at 2 random gold cards from our deck, then play one and move the other to the top. Now, you don't want to take Naglfar in round 1. It's similar with Syndicate and Vivaldi Bank because it's so random. You want to make sure that you have an idea of what you're hunting for. So that involves you thinning out things like Winter Queen first, maybe having Gales in hand, maybe, you know, having played Imlerus Wrath, and then at the end of the game, you're just focusing for like one of a couple cards. So it's more consistent that way. Ardgeth is a crazy echo card, probably the only echo card that's 8 provisions in this sort of subcategory. Compared to the other ones that are 9, so take advantage of that. We get to use it twice throughout the match because it's Echo, and we spawn Frost on both rows for 3 turns on the opponent's side of the playing field. Synergizes amazing with the Tyrannalia, and obviously just making sure we maximize the point slams that we're putting down because of the Frost, and it plays amazing in a long round, and all the better with Winter Queen. At the end of your turn, if there's Frost on both enemy rows, summon self from your deck to the range row. Devotion, once both players have passed, boost self by 2 for each turn of Frost remaining on your opponent's side. So you start stacking up with Ardgeth late in the round on first round. If you're looking to bleed, this thins out of your deck, so you don't have to worry about drawing into it later. The opponent tries to play in to combat you a little bit more. You go for the pass, and then they're like, oh damn, all of a sudden, when we pass, we're getting like 15 points. And they can't keep up with that. So then what happens a lot of the time is they have to pass and they lose on even, a reverse lose on even, and then you get a free bleed in round 2, which is insane. So this card and this card together, that synergy plays for a ton of points. Nithral, I don't know why more people aren't including Nithral. I think Nithral's great ever since he went to 6 base power. If you're playing Nithral on Frost, you're getting 7. If you're playing it after the Oberyn, you're getting 8 power engine that does 2 damage per turn. What I'm seeing a lot of the time instead of that is the Lord Riptide. And yeah, okay, a little control doesn't hurt anybody, but the thing is, we're often not playing around might, and the armor on this card, whenever I'm playing against Frost that runs Riptide, it's always 2 armor, 9 power. This thing almost dies. Yes, they remove something, but it's a very stop play. I'd rather something that progressively gets worse. If I could ping things down, move them, or ping things down, hit them with the Bruiser, or hit them with the Warrior, we're killing more stuff. This kills like literally one thing. So I find that in the long game, this is just better. This is just a shorter, slower play. You might argue that. That's just how I feel about it. One thing I would consider, though, is Toad Prince. I love Toad Prince in Frost because you could chip things down with the Frost, eat them with the Toad. But I had to make a decision. And my current decision was Nithral is just better in a short round when people are expecting Toad Prince. Toad Prince has been in rotation in this deck as long as I can remember. I've been doing it for at least 2 years. So people often expect it. In fact, before I put together this deck, I played against someone who had Toad Prince in a short round 3 and it played for like 5 points maybe. I think they ate it 2. So I'm not loving this if I can go for this instead. You see what I mean? And that's just the way that it goes. Now, you can also look at playing Lara Dorren, but I just think that the Morvid is consistently good, and it's less conditional. So that's where I'm at. Mind you, do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? Everybody can play what they want to play. This is just how I'm playing it right now. Now, what else we got to talk about? Wild Hunt Riders is cool. If we want to replay a card, one of the conditions here, we can replay a Purify, we can replay damage, you can replay a movement card. So use this one appropriately. Whether you need Frost on a row for 4 turns, you need on both rows for 2 turns, or you need, you know, the 2 and then the replay. Try to decide what would be the most points in that situation, and keep in mind things like the Foglet will boost self by the total duration of row effects on the opposite side, and whenever we apply it, an effect, it'll boost self by its duration. So Foglets, yes, can get up to 20 points. Once upon a time, I used to have 2 Foglets in the deck. Again, Tall Punish is crazy right now. We have a lot of things that go tall already. Another one is heavy on the provisions, where I feel like we would just play more into the synergy of the Wild Hunt, and in a short round 3 with no Frost left, this sucks so bad. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. Again, just we're throwing a bunch of cards in here for the tags. I think it's important to note that this card could be worth a lot of points in a long round. We get to move something to another row, which is great for helping split things up. So if they're stacking a row to play around Frost, we have another option besides the Bruisers and the Leader, assuming we have Dominance. And then we get to spawn one Frost on each enemy row on a turn Frost was applied. So if we keep applying Frost with things like the crew and this and so forth, we're going to be getting additional Frost, which is amazing, right? It plays in Ternalia carryover, it plays just for the Caranthir, which is a big thing. We want to get the most value out of this card because at the start of your turn, while in hand or deck, reset own base power, or reset, own power and boost self by the damage dealt by Frost in the last 5 turns. So basically, the amount of damage you do every turn for the last 5 turns is in order, okay? Newest to last, newest being on the bottom. And so you could see what's going on. So generally, if you had a round where you're pounding Frost, and you don't think that you could do better in the following round, I would sooner drop this for 20 points and pray that they can't tall punish it than wait and play it for 10 later. You have to choose your battles. Yes, he might get removed, but, you know, at least you're playing him well above his cost, and it forces out removal so that something later can stick. Okay? Something to consider. I like the way that this is running so far. I had a request to do this video, so I hope you actually see it. And for everyone else who just wants a deck to climb, go ahead and give this one a shot. Now, that's pretty much it. I got 5 games of live commentary for reference. If you enjoyed the vid, don't forget to sub to the channel, and I will see you very soon with another video. First up here we have Guerilla Tactics, Scoia'tael. Running Cursed Scroll. Okay, we take Thin early, that's fine. Most of this isn't bad, but I think I want to be able to play deeper, so I'll put back Auburn for now. I don't have a lot of Frost, I'm not really going to benefit from this right away. Maybe we just save Winter Queen for next round. Guerilla Tactics going down with a trap on the first turn of the match. This, to me, starts to look like poison. Like the video I just posted today. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But we'll find out what's going on in a second here. If it's a Mantis, we know very well. We got a net decker on our hands here. Okay? I'm just going to take the Thin, because if this gets poisoned, it's... Okay, so they're not. Sticky situation. They could just be going heavy into traps. Chill, chill, chill. What was the point of that? Ah, okay. So it's like Control Elf's GT. Nice. With a little bit of, yeah. I don't have to go and crank points, but... Get to start off with this and see how it goes. Issue is like I can't really deal with the cargo stuff, you know? They're gonna get insane carryover for later. I think we have to push it. So far, they're only replaced the 3, which is not very attractive to do. Infuse and push.
Oh, dear. My pointy-eared clumsiness at it again.
Obviously, that hurts a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. We could probably benefit from Pushing one of these back. Let's get this engine started. She's really cool. Obviously we get the movement. And then if we're going to be applying frost, then we extend it. Man, these infusions are killing me. I think it's a good move, actually, to kill this. Is what I was most afraid of, because if they just go wide and play a bunch of Deadeye, then they're going to be worth like 6-7 points in a round. Cargo's a crazy card. I might play Tyrnalia, because Tyrnalia into a floating queen is actually not a bad pass. So they go down one, and then it's kind of an annoying play, but I'm gonna push this back. I need you to go down a bit more here. So then they get the 4 boost. Then we're chilling. I just don't have a lot of frost. That's gonna be a horn. We'll play Ardgeth. We're just riders on the front row. I doubt it's a serpent trap. I don't feel like it is one. Play a Wild Hunt special, Devotion, play a Wild Hunt card. I wonder if we ever just go in with Caranthir. Nah. That's doing a lot. They pass here. I actually have a really good bleed, so it's not a big deal. Sitting at 26. Two and three. Come on, do a bit better here. There we go. There we go. No respect for tall punish whatsoever. Bring it. Oh god. Wolfsbane. That's insane. That's actually insane, bro. Feelings hurt. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna put a bunch of frost, and I'm gonna pass with the queen. And she doesn't need ranged, but for whatever reason, a lot of people think that if they push her, it's gonna change something. You're gonna wish you had that lock still. Spawn frost or replay. Alright. The 2-0 machine. You need to get rid of that, otherwise it's a really sad story.
For the daisy of the valley!
No way. Just, you gotta count these things, man. Next up here we have some Syndicate Jackpot. We looking at poison or what? Either poison or they're trying to piece together maybe like a mid-range deck. I think it's going to be more towards the poison. I saw a double poison with Alyssa yesterday on the ladder, so this is a good hand. I have a Purify if they play Siri, if I'm expecting Golden Necker. We have removal if we need to. I have Karen Theer if I want to play him. We've got some thinning options. I've got some engine stuff. I don't know if I really want to take any mulligans here. Wait. Maybe I just go and just, yeah, let's sift through it a little bit. Just because I can always pull them off Oberyn. I wasn't hoping for Oberyn, but I was hoping for a gold card, you know? We wait till they poison something before we go and we boost it with the Crystal Skull. I don't think it's going to be Golden Necker as much anymore. I'm not sold.
We've caught another taskmaster.
Candle. I think that they're just setting up and they probably don't want to stay necessarily.
Death comes for you.
This is definitely some kind of gang deck. Because you're running the cloaks, you've got the cut up. Surely we can just play this for a value play, and then we probably can pass. It's really hard to say. I'm losing one of my engines here, but then we're getting the 1 point per turn on this. Okay, we make it out with the bronze cards. Cool, cool. Now, unfortunately for me, we gotta push. Foglet makes it a little easier. This goes back. Nithral's a great start. And then I have a big point slam for if I need it. I just need Tyrannalia. And man, I'm gonna say the Purify is not going to matter, but I might regret that. That is just feeling better. I think they're gonna be playing Devotion gangs, so we might be running into, oh never mind, I don't know what I'm talking about. Like what? That could be a huge problem for me. Cool, cool, cool. I think we go for it, bro.
Truth is a shard of ice.
You think we could bait this and so that we can kill it? Because this is kind of an issue for me. I just take Bruiser on it, don't I? The shield move's nice. I don't know if you need him if you're running Candle. They probably just want the Firesworn tag, but Firesworn is actually not a gang, I don't think. I'm pretty sure I made that mistake. I was looking into adding them, and then I'm like, wait a second. Like, if you're looking to fulfill a Siggy condition. But I still don't know if that's the play. I have to go Tyrnalia. And then we have a 100% success rate at getting Gales. So I think that's actually what I'm supposed to do. Or do we just do that first? I don't have to play Gales on ranged anymore. He used to be range locked. So we can get the extra point here if I take him this turn. I think that's the move. Let's go Gales, and then we go Tyrnalia if we can afford to. I'm surprised you don't want to protect him.
Naivety is a fool's blessing.
Let's get rid of that so it stops engineing. Tyrnalia... I mean, we're actually eating turns to get to where we gotta get to. Oh, okay, it doesn't matter anymore. I kill it. Cool. I'm leaning more towards Golden Echo again because they haven't played anything above provisions. So maybe. We're still doing this. Golden Necro would be easy to do with the Siri Nova. We just ping, kill. That's annoying. That's actually a big reach. They just take and push. I can't kill this. One way to do it would be to take... I think we just play, honestly. We just play this, and then we pass next turn. Hold up. I can cook here. We'll replay a bronze unit. And then we'll kill this so they don't have the self-poison for the setup. And then we'll get the hell out of here, because I'm not trying to keep doing this. I think we're going to overstay our welcome pretty soon. I'm up by 60 points, but we have 0 left, so... Oh, what? Okay. Yeah, this is Salamander, then. They're just doing, like, Salamander, poison my whole board out type situation. I don't know. Very comfortable lead, all considering the amount of points we got here. I think we take the pass. We pray that we get minimum 2 cards here. They could probably get it in 2 if they take the Salamander tribute, because we're going to be losing 13, and then they're going to be getting the huge profit. That's just without doing the math. Use leader, take salamander. Kills 13. 2 coins per each. It's like a 50-point play. At least we got it out of the way in round 2. Cobb comes back. Imagine they actually had no coins here. That'd be crazy. You have to spend at least 2. You know what? Double Last Say with Morbid in deck is really good. Now we just have to somehow get him. My main objective now is not breaking the riders and pulling into Morbid. Okay, GG. I don't know how I feel about Hard Geth at this point, but I guess we can. I think we just keep it because then we can play non-interactive for the first turn. If I go Oberyn into a Conqueror, it ruins the whole poison thing as well. And then we play these, which is like a low value target for poison. And then we have control, and then we just point slam. If I lose this game, I'll retire, I think. I wish you could just pick one row with this instead of 2. Maybe it would be too strong. Rayla is annoying. Nah, I'm tripping. We have literally Veil, the direct counter to this. The counter is going to do nothing. They could use it defensively, but then I could just kill it. Which we might do. We might actually just do that before playing anything. Because we get the condition, right? And we waste all their money, too. That was a huge play. Alright, now I don't fear poison anymore, so we can go ahead and we can get some value off the... I know I could take the Bruiser there. It's not that big of a deal, man. I played everything in the deck that I wanted to play, and we save all these. So we're saving 8 points plus 20 after the next turn. Next up here we have Firesworn. Congregate. So Fallen Knight Swarm, essentially. Put this back for now. I have Thinning, which I probably should take. I think I'm going to hold Oberyn just because they have good bleeding potential. They start jamming things, then we have to just really lock in. I have Frost, I have removal here. I've got an answer. We can look for whatever we need. I think we leave the last mulligan so we don't brick these here. Most times it's Devotion. I'm gonna boost. Watch, they have a heat wave because it's me. Yeah, it's not bad. Man. I'll kill it next time, I guess.
That one, he venerates not the fire.
They need to play something on ranged so it makes more sense. I don't know. Like, I want to kill this, but I also want to get Jeez. I'm so grateful I boosted him. It just feels like a waste to me to play Frost in this situation just right now. I'm gonna wait. I was thinking about doing some movement stuff, that's why I waited a turn to, you know.
The tongue can conceal the truth. The eyes never.
Okay. Now, this I can get behind. At least I have, like, solid Frost value in that row. And then we can just dummy that. And, pretty sure it's still waiting. Yeah, I want to save Gales. I don't mind using Geth. We could just use this. It is an engine. I don't know what sort of utility they have to chip things down, but that just sort of says, you know, here's the row. And I don't necessarily need to take Winter Queen here either, because that could be a really good bleed option. We will see. Kind of depends on how they take it from here. That's slow. Actually, depending on the situation, that's pretty fast. Tyrannalia wouldn't be a bad deal, though. They pass, we go into round 2 with it sitting on the board. Boost by 10. Safe to play low. Like, you're not going to be playing into this round. 37 to 9, I wouldn't see it being a thing. Prove me wrong. Their Devo, they could have Marils, but then they have to play something on this turn that's heavy profit. And I don't think they have Marils if they're running stuff like XCOM. Usually Devotion Firesworn will run maybe Horse and Junior just so that they have one piece of control. But the rest I think we're okay with, and they're just likely deciding if it's worth it. In fact, I really hope you play. He's not saying a whole lot, but we can go with the Winter Queen play in round 2, and that's going to get us, like, arguably a multiple card advantage. We'll see. Because Junior is spent, so I can't think of any other options at the moment that would get them ahead here. How do you want to do this, man? Probably float this, take this, and then maybe this goes back. There you go. That's not bad at all. Let's see what we can do. Obviously, we don't want to give them a long round because they'll put up 100 points like no worries at all. I think we're going to float him. And then we could just wait with this. Because we don't have to move until we have to move. They'll play here, we move there. But then they'll play here, we can't move here. It's going to be a little bit of a mess. I don't think we're going to get a lot of damage off this Frost, but the surprise boost here is going to be worth it. Okay. At least they're going tall now. We can... Thank you. That makes my life a little easier, dude. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. And we just pray.
Truth is a shard of ice.
12 times 2 is 24. Sheesh. Okay, good.
Gaze into my eyes, promise you death.
We keep dominance too? Honestly, bro, I think we just pass here. We'll get 4 damage on the next turn. And then we're going to get a pretty large boost, you know? They've already used 2 leader charges. I get to save one for later. This is all assuming they can't deal with the 4 immediately, right? Syndicate doesn't have a faction unique lock. We gotta play Greg. Oh man, that was close. We almost had it. You know, I did trade Jacques and Gregory. 2 leader charges and a fallen knight. I still have to deal with Hemmelfart and all that stuff, but that's a different story. This is gonna play a gold card from deck. It doesn't help if we have none, so something has to go. I mean, we're playing this card 100%, so there's that. I think I'd rather have this, or this than this right now, but that's a lot of frost still. Maybe it's this that goes. Trying to decide if I want to realistically we probably play him because I think this is where he gets the most points. 18's not bad at all. And then we'll go in, we'll take Aberrant. And we'll take Aberrant into arguably Naglfar crew, but depending on the board state, Bruiser. I know since they're Swarm, they eventually have to go in both rows. Naglfar would be nice because I have so many different things that are going to help us here. Hard to say, though.
Ever faithful to the flaming rose.
Alright, I think we're going to take the crew. Because I know I'm pounding that back row with Frost the whole match, you know? So, the 2 turns plus the engine value is going to be worth more than a Bruiser. Surely. We'll just hammer riders and then... Yeah, we'll just stack a row at this point, and then towards the end, I'll throw Ardgeth on both. But if I stack that range row up, then I have a really good navigator. I just don't know if I can compete with Sacred Flame, Hemelfart. Okay, that's a decent removal. What do you think is gonna get higher though? This or? I feel like we're competing for interests here with the Frost. $13? How much more spawning can you do? Probably a lot. I think they're just waiting to fill the front row. I'm just gonna take this out now because I don't like the idea of chipping here and here, but watch me regret this in like 2 minutes. We're gonna have to get started here. Ardgeth, Navigator, Conqueror, Morvid, and just hope it's enough. But Disarray, Sacred Flame, it's not a joke. I feel like they missed Hemelfart though, because if you had him, you probably would have played him. Get that Fallen Knight back before you start playing the other one and all the spawning stuff. I think you missed him. We'll just boost the Auber in here so it's decent. Yeah, well, actually, no, I'm not going to do that. Because maybe I will. I don't know. I have a fear of this, like, random tavern brawl. Let's just play it like that. I think we're alright. The unlimited spender Helvete combo is not really going to pop off here because they have no money. That's you're smuggled in your disarray, I think.
Yet another horn for my collection.
Yeah. Sitting at more of it here. 20 points. And next up here we have Nilfgaard Double Cross. Round 1 Qcento is not amazing. Foglet here is pretty good because they don't have ways to make frost outside of Naglfar Crew, I suppose, in this. Purify, if they give spying to something, could be helpful. I like most of this hand. I don't know if we need Qcento right now, if I'm being honest. This feels like it's really bad in their hands, but I'd rather play it in round 1 than deal with it later. I'm just gonna keep. We'll just play her, and then we'll just engine out the crew and all that. I think we'll be alright. And then we'll get some points from the Foglet. We'll play the Foglet after the crew, it'll get a +1. And then when the board says you could do it, then I'll put some more frost down.
Are you cold, human insult? It won't be.
I don't know if that's the thing I want to boost, though. It might be. They can't coup it. It'll be at 4. Maybe it's just her. I wonder if we actually, it likely is still Foglet here. Oh, +2, that's right, because we get the added point. I'm surprised they didn't kill her. at 4. Queen's not bad here. I think that's the move.
When the white frost comes, the world
Go for a
will
quick
last
thin.
cleansed.
Make them sweat over the Winter Queen. I don't want a long round against them either, though, so I have to play a little more reserved until,
I simply want you to admit
you know, how are we gonna do this? Maybe just the Bruiser? Bruiser's still a lot of points, though. That's gonna be a coup. At the very least, I could do this.
Desist and you prolong your suffering. Your fate is sealed.
Once they start getting frost on me, it makes math harder, you know? Just keep in mind that they still have Torres. They could do that right now. It looks like they're reaching for it as we speak. I think it's worth it if they go Torres to actually reach in and kill it, but that would also involve us putting frost.
Legacy. Immortalized.
Gave Spine to some pretty good cards. I don't like this. So, yeah. Actually, it's really not that huge of a deal. Let's just do this. Keep in mind, they might have Vilgeforts for the 16. That or Invo. Bowie Ball. I still don't know if they have a pocket tourney joust as well. If they do, they could be holding it for her. Don't pull a lock.
Senses can be fooled
Okay.
easily.
my duty to stick my nose where it doesn't belong.
Yeah, we'll be alright here. I think I'm gonna go for the pass, boys. We get the engine right there, we get a little bit of damage right there, we get the 8 points on the pass. It's gonna be a big turn for them if they...
Could lift the curse, but who would love such a freak?
Everyone has their secrets. Everyone.
I'm not doing math right now, I'm just praying. Yeah, they have to play. Nice! That was a really sick play. Listen, this is not gonna make you a better player, but you're gonna laugh at them. That's all that matters, man. Sometimes you just have to have fun, so... You know, don't push in a situation like that when there's a bunch of frost on the row. We have Winter Queen out. I would do it sometimes, trust me, but just avoid the temptation. Next up here we have Nature's Gift. It's extremely strong. And arguably more tempo than we have. Gotta put him back for now. I don't necessarily want to play both bruisers in one round, but to keep some frost for later as well. If I play her, she dies, then they get tempo off that, but I still think I'm supposed to play her. That's annoying. You're literally just like Forcing my hand here. I have to kill it. At least I have Tyrannalia. Just sucks that we can't pull Ardgeth. They play melee, we could push into range. That could be a decent thing. Let's say it's a 4-power engine or something like that, or something with an order. So Bruiser might be able to shut them down, but then we have to pivot and try to get this online. They just play right in the row.
Resistance is futile.
So 50-50 it. Not like we have to kill her, it's a deployability, but if they want to play slow, I could play slow. Alright, we're stressing out for no reason. Let's just go in this. And then we'll start doing things here. I wonder if I should just move this to melee and just do this.
We make certain that Nilfgaard is ever sated.
I really don't want to get pushed with Simlast, but I think it might happen. I can purify one of the symbiosis so that they have less going on, but we do need to swing for points here, so... I think it is Tyrannalia on a pass. They play 2 turns of Fog, they're gonna kill that though. So this is ND, they might have Heat Wave. Surely you play that on the melee row. There you go. So that one dies. And then they're going to click that to try to get out of the round. Just cranking leaders all over the place. I'm not feeling like this is a good idea. I'm out. I'm just looking at 2 vitality here. We lose 2 here. We lose 3 here. She dies, I think, under most circumstances, so... I don't have this thin yet, so we could thin this out if they push, and then I have ways of getting this stuff off of mulligans plus... I think this is actually really nice. You bleed, for sure. This, to me, reminds me of the Simlas Equinox version. Long round? You want to fill your board that bad? I guess we do kill some things, but...
Rubbish. This one has the life force of a cockroach.
I'm gonna do my best to not kill stuff, though. We'll just chip it around with Nithrol and make it awkward and weird, you know? So, the King's here. Morvid's here. I need to do just a bit better. Let's chill. We can thin out the riders, and then I can put double frost, and then she comes out, and then I get to choose one of two. The problem is that I do actually miss something important. We missed this. Okay. We'll just play Auburn for one of these. It's not the end of the world. I'm gonna float this, just get this order warmed up, and then we'll play Auburn off of a leader charge, I think. We have to think about it, though. What's the priority? I guess I could purify this. In a long round, that makes more sense. I don't think there's a condition. It's purify enemy dominance, purify yours, so we gotta be careful with that play. Yeah, we'll go for the purify, man. I think it's worth it. This goes up to 6, we're tied on that.
Toss it onto the pile, then burn it with the rest.
Don't look to me for mercy. You shall find
Gotta keep this one in check. Just keep in mind, man, it's non-devotion, so they could have that heat wave, and I would encourage them to, but at the same time, you want to play a bunch of natures, otherwise you lose value on the whole symbiosis thing, but they have so many that I don't know if it matters. I think I've put heat wave a couple times in my old sim lists. Man, this is a sad game if we can't get a bunch of frost here. Look at this. At least we end strong, because I can go. Yeah, we got a decent amount. Foven to rebuke. They're gonna try to take a circle of life. That actually plays really well. It gets rid of my heat wave fears. We'll go ahead and take riders next. I gotta get the thin out. I think I'm gonna do riders and then Naglfar into... At this point, Ardgeth looks like more points than Eridan. I could be wrong. But I think I'm right. Just because we had the foglet as well, you know?
Only the pure white
Yeah, maybe that's the move, man. It's gonna be for Equinox. Yeah, see? We called it. It's funny that they just know my one removal is out of the way. It's a sad story that they bait out my my play that easy. This changes things a little bit for me too. We gotta get this not popping too high. But then again, this is also dominant. We got 2s and 1s on the front row. Still not a bad play to push it. Gives me a sturdy target that we can constantly just, you know, bolt for 2. Wait, why did I hit for 2? Did you see that? Oh, jeez, I forgot about Foglet. He just sneaks up there, man. So many points. It's crazy. I guess the Foglet would be like the monster's equivalent of Hamadryad, if you had to compare them. A lot of cards have sort of similar counterparts in different factions, you know? We're getting to the point where I'd like to be here. 6 points. I'm gonna actually... This is tough. I put Frost. The Frost deals for more damage. The more damage that we put does more for him. No, let's take Ardgeth. Let's take Ardgeth.
No mercy!
Depends. If they kill it, then I'm not taking Ardgeth. They probably go for Rebuke here. No? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Is that what you want to do right now? Listen, I think we win this game anyways. Obviously now we do. But it was looking really good for me. Bro. They could just have specials and they boost their own stuff and it doesn't matter. That's the only thing I see here. Yeah. They can't play a Gord. Obviously there's no Ethne. They might have Heatwave. Okay, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. 17. He's sitting at 44440. So we keep him for one more turn. Heatwave, leader charge on Hamadryad, and like a Spores would put me in the grave, but I don't think they're running Spores. They need nature cards. Yeah, I'm just overthinking. 21 point Omi there, 2 here.